Okay, let's get right in.
Emergency pod, Mike. Emergency pod, and we're going to call it. We're going to give it a title, okay? And the title
All
is
right.
going to be Steve Kerr is an asshat. That's the name of this pod.
All right.
So go ahead, you take it away.
What's Eric Spoelstra then?
Well, he's the assistant coach, so I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I'm
he's
not
in
gonna
on it.
blame him
The
for what's going
conspiracy.
on. He's the assistant coach. So you go ahead. You
Okay,
viewers why Steve Kerr is an asset.
because he benched Jason Tatum. I mean, what are you doing? I don't understand. Why is Devin Booker playing over Jason Tatum? Why is Jason Tatum's own teammates, who are like the fourth or fifth option on their team, playing over Jason Tatum? I don't understand. I don't get it. It's disrespectful. Like, I don't understand even how they were using him during the scrimmage games. They're not giving him the ball. They just have him stand in the corner. They don't have him as a playmaker, which he was all season through the playoff run. I don't know what they're doing with him. If I was Jason Tatum, I'd go home. I wouldn't stay. He's already got his Olympic gold medal, and it's so dumb. He was the second best player on the last Olympic team that won a gold medal. He just won a championship. He's the only American born player in the NBA to be in the first team All NBA this season. I said that a couple times this year. I mean, I don't understand why he did it. I think it's awful. The treatment of Jaylen Brown through all this too has just been ridiculous.
It feels personal. Like I didn't buy
It does
into
feel
it.
personal.
I didn't buy into it. Like I would have been. I'm not like this. You know who I am. I don't want this pod to be about hot sports takes. I part of me, team first, all that stuff. But I would have had no problem if Tatum did the Robert Ory to Danny Ainge and just threw his towel in Kerr's face and walked off the court yesterday. I thought Kerr humiliated him. Like you mentioned, the only guy that's first team All NBA. He's done in 3 straight seasons. Um, Coming up in NBA Finals. I think he should have been an NBA Finals MVP, but whatever. He, um, you know, All-Star, was the second best player in the Olympics 3 years ago down in Tokyo. Averaged 15 points a game, shooting over 60% from the floor. The only guy that was better than him was Durant, who's, I wish we were talking about Durant and how great he was again yesterday. But the idea that you can't play him, Kerr's excuse just rings so fucking hollow that because of matchups, Tatum is coming off an NBA Finals where he played point guard on offense and covered the center on defense. And then would switch on to anybody. In the Team USA yesterday started off, I don't know if you noticed this, but they started off switching on defense. And they were so bad at it because they didn't have versatile players. They had to get away from it. So his game plan to go in was to switch. And the one guy that can do it and excel at it, he says matchups. Like, I just don't understand how and I love Derek White, but you pick up Derek White as the 12th guy, the 4th best player on the Celtics, or the 5th best. I mean, it's tough to rank 3 through 5 because they're all so good, but he's in that range. He's not 1 or 2 on the Celtics. And he's playing over Tatum. And Derek Booker's playing over Tatum. And Embiid, who can't run up and down the floor. He looks terrible. Terrible, terrible. He's playing over Tatum. And you just go down the line, and I'm just sitting here, and even in the exhibition runs, what did he give him, like 10 minutes a game? Someone mentioned, well, he went 0 for 6 for 3 in the exhibition. He took 6 3-pointers through 3 games? Like, I don't even know how you can look at that as a metric. You have a whole career. This guy just went through a long playoffs, won the NBA Finals, and still went to the Olympics. And he went to the Olympics 4 years ago or 3 years ago during COVID, where most of these other guys bitched out. And he still went. And this is how you treat him. Like, if I was him, and he won't do this because he's the ultimate professional and he never says a bad thing and he never stirs up drama. And we talk about it on this pod all the time that come the summertime, all you see is pictures of him and Deuce at the beach. You don't see anything like drinking or going out or things you have to worry about. He doesn't say anything to the press. But if I was him, if he was to be a puss the rest of this way, just a sour puss, I wouldn't hold it against him one bit. You know,
Yeah, it was such a lame excuse. Matchups. It's almost like I don't know. Like I think Tatum showed up 3 days later than everybody else, so maybe he wasn't playing because he wasn't there. I don't understand why you couldn't just say that. I don't understand why
he
you couldn't
played
just say
He
I'm
played
not
into.
playing
He's
him
the
in the
only guy on the
first
team that played into June. He's the only guy that, well, outside of Holiday,
and White.
White wasn't on the team yet. He was the
Uh-huh.
only guy, and White wasn't there either because he wasn't on the team. So that excuse doesn't hold water. And he had to sign his extension, so he deserved a vacation, signed his extension, and then, like I said, still was going there to play, giving up a summer to do this.
Yep. I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
it's a joke. You first they don't pick Brown, and I feel like it's the focus is on two guys. Like this whole league wide talking point. It's for whatever reason, Tatum and Brown has served as a lightning rod, both from the media comments, now even from within their own fraternity of NBA players and coaches.
Yep.
And it's insulting. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to react. If we're worried about this team being complacent, or these guys being complacent next season, I don't think you have to worry about that anymore. I think there's going to be a
Oh,
gigantic chip on their shoulder.
yeah. And it's just that fucking pissed me off. I can't believe they didn't play the NBA Finals champion. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. There's no other coach in the NBA that would do that. There's no other coach that would do that except this guy. Um, I yeah, I don't know what to say about it. You know, he's always been a pompous fuck. Kerr. He's always been I'm better than the media, sticking his nose up at people. Um,
Yeah, he didn't play Moody all that. Yeah, when it was so obvious that he should have been on the floor for Golden State and benched him all year, and now you see him this with Tatum. The guy's an asshole. Like I don't. Could you
yeah, and
imagine?
I think I don't think Spoelstra is like detached from this. By the way,
Well, maybe.
and I
I
don't think
like it.
Grant
I
Hill
don't
is
know.
either. Grant Hill, like they don't like these Celtics players. They don't like Tatum and Brown. Um, I don't know what to say. They don't like them. I don't know. Two guys that do it the right way, the league doesn't like. I don't know, Jim. I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah,
You know?
look, like if Tatum yesterday he played but only had 10 minutes of 12 minutes and you saw what LeBron and Durant were doing, you can understand it in a game like that, that his minutes
Yeah,
would
but
be short.
he shouldn't play
You
10.
walk, but he didn't play him.
That he's starting three guards.
I know.
Yeah, he's
I know.
starting three guards.
I know.
And
And two of them can't
there's no
cover. Two of them can't cover anybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it matters that they can't cover anybody,
No, it
by the way.
doesn't matter. And then look, Steph's
So,
amazing, but what Booker? Booker's not in Tatum's. Doesn't have close to Tatum's resume. Does not have
nope.
close to Tatum's resume. Anthony Edwards does not have close to Tatum's resume, and they're close enough as players that if you think Anthony Edwards might be a little bit better, you still play Tatum because of the resume and what he did, and he was here 3 years ago. He's earned it. He has earned it. He's a champion. He has earned it.
And
And not only is he a champion, but he's consistently won over and over and over again.
but
Look,
instead
look at his
he didn't
numbers
play 1 minute.
historically in the playoffs. Look where he ranks at his age. I it's just unbelievable. Like you can go on, and I get he didn't shoot the ball well in the playoffs or whatever, but what does that have to do with it? You have a million guys that can score and shoot. You weren't even using your shooters the way you should have. I Like I said at the top of this pod, Mike, this is going to be called Steve Kerr is an asshat. Unless you want to change it to something, we can discuss it now. But I'll take any suggestions. Steve Kerr is an asshole.
I'd rather it be Steve Kerr's a cunt.
Well,
that's got a better. Really going. That rolls better off the tongue.
Let's be careful of some of the language we use here. Be careful of some of the language.
I think it should be Steve Kerr is a cunt. It's a great word. It's not used enough.
Oh my God.
We can go with asshat if that's what you want to do.
I don't endorse that word. I don't endorse that word but
oh, come on. That's a great word. That's a great word. We don't use it enough.
Oh, I should have not asked you.
He's a cunt. He's a cunt. Look at him. Look how he stands there. Look at his face.
Oh man.
How's Jason Tatum sitting on the bench and then you go out there and you're saying it's about matchups and you got the best player in the NBA sitting on the bench. What are you doing? What are you doing? Kevin Durant bailed his ass out, huh? Kevin Durant bailed out Steve Kerr, baby. Just bailed him out.
Yeah.
Bailed him out.
Wasn't the first time he's done
and LeBron. LeBron went bananas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. I guess
if Tatum, I don't want Tatum to play now. I don't want
now
him
you
to
got to play him
all.
against a team you're supposed to win by 30. Like, I feel like that's almost like a smack in the face. So, are you going to play him tomorrow? Then, once you play a real team again, you're going to bench him? Like,
I don't want him to play at all, and I want them to lose.
Yeah,
because they're not even like most of these guys aren't even likable. Take away Derek White, Holiday, and Anthony Edwards. And
you
tell
know,
me
part of this is,
team.
Mike. Now that we're talking about it, I wonder. Like, so if he has it in his head that he can only play 10, who's the most likely guy not to say anything?
Tatum.
Yeah.
He's not going to say anything.
The rest of them are all drama queens. It would bitch and moan. Could you imagine if Embiid didn't play, how he would react?
I know how he would react.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be playing either. He sucks.
Oh, he's been the worst player. He's been the worst player.
Horrible.
Yeah.
If I was the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, I'd have his ass on a plane coming home right now. What are you doing? We just signed Paul George, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Maybe he thinks this is the way he'll at least exercise and not eat his way to be 20 pounds overweight to start the season. So maybe that's part of the calculus there. Like, yeah, he's terrible right now, but at least he's getting some cardio.
Well, like, seriously, think about it. Kevin Durant's like one of the most miserable people in the world, despite how like awesome his life is. Devin Booker, talk about a face that's not likable. Like you just want to smack that guy.
Oh,
then you got Joel Embiid's not likable, right? You like go down the list. They're not likable guys. Like if Tatum's not playing, I'm not rooting for them. No way. I'll root for LeBron. LeBron was pretty cool what he did, but
he's playing hard. And Durant, at least in the Olympic settings, he's a joy to watch. He's been amazing on the international stage every time he's been there. He might go down as the best Olympic player of all time.
Durant's problem is he's stuck with Devin Booker as his teammate. That's why he's never going to win.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about Olympics. He might be the best international American player of all time.
Walking around with a Bruins hat on, trying to get the Celtics to trade Porzingis to get Durant to come to Boston. Listen, man, you can call it asshat. You know what I want to call it.
All right. It
was awfully cunty what he did.
Oh God! All right, we're gonna end the pod. We've gone off the rails.
This might be our most listened to pod after that.
Yeah, we've gone off the rails.
All right.
All right, everyone. Be good. Don't say that word. Don't say that word. Whatever you choose, it's America.
Rubs on his nipples.
It's America. I'll see you. Bye.
Yeah.